Welcome to the listening section of the TOEFL mock test, brought to you by Spinta. This section measures your ability to understand conversations and lectures in English. In this section, you will listen to several conversations and academic lectures. Each conversation and lecture is followed by a number of questions. You will hear each conversation or lecture only one time. You may take notes while you listen. You may use your notes to help you answer the questions. Some of the questions will replay part of the audio for you. Answer the questions based on what is stated or implied by the speakers. You must answer each question before moving on. You cannot return to previous questions in this section.
Good morning. Today I want to talk about nutrient pollution and how it affects coastal ecosystems and what conservation strategies have proven effective. Nutrient pollution refers primarily to excess nitrogen and phosphorus entering aquatic systems. These nutrients often come from agricultural runoff, urban stormwater, and inadequately treated sewage. The ecological consequence we see most often is eutrophication. That is a rapid increase in primary production, usually algal blooms followed by oxygen depletion when microbes decompose the algae. When oxygen falls below a threshold that many organisms need, hypoxia occurs. Large hypoxic areas become dead zones where most fish and invertebrates cannot survive. Examples include the seasonal dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico linked to nutrient inputs from the Mississippi River, severe eutrophication problems in the Baltic Sea, and long-term decline in parts of the Chesapeake Bay. When I mention the Chesapeake Bay, I want you to remember how agricultural nutrient runoff can create seasonal dead zones. It is important to distinguish point sources and non-point sources. Wastewater treatment plants are point sources and are relatively straightforward to monitor and regulate. Non-point sources are diffuse and include fertilizer runoff from many farms and suburban landscapes. They are harder to control because the pollution is spread over large areas and varies with rainfall, season, and farming practices. Addressing these issues requires a mix of technical, ecological, and policy measures. On the technical side, we can improve nutrient management with precision agriculture, cover crops, and buffer strips to trap runoff. Ecological restoration can complement those measures. For example, re-establishing wetlands can enhance denitrification, and restoring bivalve populations such as oysters can significantly increase water filtration and clarity. There are also policy mechanisms. One is direct regulation of point sources. Another is economic incentives for non-point source reductions. For example, subsidy programs or payment for ecosystem services. An example to illustrate incentives is Costa Rica's Payment for Ecosystem Services program, which pays landowners to manage forested areas that protect watersheds. Market-based tools such as nutrient trading have been tried in some regions to allow entities that reduce pollution cost-effectively to sell credits to those facing higher removal costs. We should also consider trophic interactions. Reintroducing top predators can cause trophic cascades that indirectly benefit water quality by changing grazing pressure and vegetation structure. For example, the reintroduction of wolves in Yellowstone altered elk behavior and vegetation recovery, and similar concepts apply in aquatic systems when predator and herbivore balances are restored. Ultimately, the most effective strategy tends to be integrated. Combine source control, incentives, ecological restoration, and adaptive monitoring to track progress and adjust interventions. From an economic perspective, we must weigh costs and benefits and prioritize interventions that are both ecologically effective and cost-efficient, especially in regions where resources are limited. In conclusion, nutrient pollution is a complex, interdisciplinary problem. Tackling it requires collaboration among ecologists, agronomists, economists, and policymakers, and long-term commitment to monitoring and adaptive management.
Listen again to part of a lecture, then answer the question.
When I mention the Chesapeake Bay, I want you to remember how agricultural nutrient runoff can create seasonal dead zones.
For more TOEFL mock tests, as well as IELTS and Cambridge practice, visit www.spinta.org. We provide updated tests every single day, AI feedback for your speaking and writing responses, and access to a wide range of high-quality mock tests to help you prepare with confidence.